All right, we are at the spot. This is Playing Your Greatness. I am your gracious host, Carlton Hamilton. We are still on chapter 8. We are breaking down another section of the book, and again, we're talking specifically about the importance of why. And the reason why I wanted to take an individual video out for this particular section, because in the book, in my life, there were 3 very crucial moments where, as the theme of the book and the theme of this channel, we're going to always kind of go back to it. What do you want? Why do you want it? And are you able to have a clear picture in your mind as to what it is you want to have at the end of whatever it is that your goal is? All right. So let's take this into consideration. Okay. Well, let's look at these 3 different times in my life where I clearly looked back and I saw that if I had a clear why, it would have moved me and propelled me forward, and maybe I wouldn't have gone down the path of homelessness and prison and all those other things. All right. The first situation in my life was when I signed my professional baseball contract. Okay, so as I run through it quickly, I hated school. I struggled through high school, and the blessing was I was gifted enough that because I couldn't go to a Division I school, I had to go to a community college. And the understanding is when you go to a community college, you retain your draft status. You can, I didn't get drafted out of high school. Then I got drafted twice out of college, out of junior college. There was an early draft in January, then there was the draft in June. I went from being an 8th round pick, I got bigger and stronger and faster, and I got drafted in the 2nd round. All right, so I hated school, didn't really want to go back, but I was very shy and I wasn't sure if I could actually compete at that level. So I asked my mom, hey, give me the blessing, let me know that I'm making the right decision. My mom said, hey, I believe you are making, the right decision. If you want to go play, go play. That's all I needed. But after my mom gave me that blessing, what I should have then asked myself was, Carlton, what do you want? Okay? You want to play professional baseball, but why? Is it to make a bunch of money? Is it to be famous? Is it to take care of your family? Make the all-star team? I was a pitcher. So do you want to win the Cy Young? Do you want to go to the World Series? Do you eventually want to go to the Hall of Fame? Do you want to do that? I never asked myself any of those questions. I just quickly wanted to sign the contract, not necessarily get out of my parents' house, but get away from the responsibility of going to school, because school was such a struggle. And so understanding now as I look back on that, if I had asked myself that question, guarantee I would have had a longer career. I would have made more money. I would have been more successful. And I honestly believe I never would have had the physical ailments, because I think my thought process created the physical ailments, which cut my career short. So a lot of the reading and stuff that I'm doing now, and on quantum physics and epigenetics and all that stuff like that, I'm realizing now that I created a lot of the negative stuff that happened in my life and baseball career. All right. So that was the first one. The second moment in my life where I needed to ask myself why, that was after my 2nd surgery. When I came out of surgery, I just noticed my arms, my right arm being all these tubes, and then my left arm was in a cast. And at that moment, I had never felt sorry for myself, really in any capacity, but especially as an athlete. I always felt myself invincible, and I always felt myself entitled. So at that particular moment, I remember laying in the recovery room, tears in my eyes, they were just going down my face, and I said to myself, why me? Why am I going through this again? And what I should have asked myself was, why not me? And looked at all the things that I had overcome in my life, my upbringing, my deficiencies as in education. I had a surgery before, so I had overcome a whole bunch of things. So what I really should have said was, yeah, why not? You did it once, do it again, and this time do it better, stronger, faster. Get your mind into it. Of course, I didn't have any platform to know exactly what, but if I had to go back and talk to Carlton at that point, that's exactly what I would have told him. You could do this. You have the mind. Your mind is stronger than your body. I didn't have enough experience to do that. So that was the second moment. And then the third moment was the day that I decided that my baseball career was over. I was tired of all the meds I was having to take, anti-inflammatories. I was tired of all the travel. It really had worn on me because, had I not had injuries, the game probably would have been fun, really fun all the time. But because I had to deal with injuries and rehab and feeling almost like I was stealing money because I wasn't able to perform at my highest level, but boy, I was getting a check every 2 weeks. And it really bothered me. So it was almost a relief as I left the game. But I didn't ask myself those three questions, and specifically the why. I didn't ask myself, like, Carlton, okay, now you're leaving the game of baseball. What are you going to do? Go to school, go back to Chicago Heights, work in the factory. I had no plan. I mean, I was just floundering. And then more specifically, I didn't, okay, once I would have decided what I was going to do after the game, then I would have most definitely had to say, why are you doing this? Why are you moving back to Chicago Heights? Why are you staying out in Arizona? Why are you pursuing school? Why? I should have been able to answer that. And then if I got a clear what and why, then I would say, okay, Carlton, can you see yourself doing this? Now, if I would have had another clear picture of that, then it would have been like it would have kicked in to say, okay, let's do this. Get up early, get yourself in shape, whatever it is, wherever you were, trying to get to. Now you could do that. All right. Those were the three moments in my life that I realized that because I did not declare a why, that's why I ended up in prison. Because I was just floundering around, bad relationships, couldn't stay in school, couldn't keep a job. I mean, I was just one of the most irresponsible people that you ever want to walk to. And the thing about it is, you see me now? Oh, I'm still a nice, good-looking little dude. But back in the day, I was really a nice-looking guy. I could show you some old pictures where I was a handsome young cat. I'm 53 right now, all right? But just think about that. That was in my late 20s, early 30s, and I nothing. I had nothing. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I had. I didn't know what I was doing. But I was out there just relying on, my fit body, my young looking face and all the other stuff. But that was it. I had no plan, no nothing. Now, here's what's interesting with that. If I back up a little bit, you can see this jersey, okay? And then you look at the back of it and you see my name on it, all right? See Hamilton, 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 Hamilton. Now, this is not one of my old jerseys. This is actually the jersey of Josh Hamilton. And if anybody on here follows professional baseball or sports, kind of these stories, this dude was so physically gifted. He was one of the most gifted players, white or black, ever to play professional baseball. He's now done. Why? Because he got into pro ball. I think he got injured and he started hanging around the wrong crowd. Then next thing you know, you start seeing these tattoos on him. He's messing with all kind of drugs. He got kicked out of baseball for failing a bunch of drug tests. He actually was able to get himself back into baseball, and his talent, this tells you how talented he was. He missed baseball for about 3 years. Didn't pick up a baseball bat, didn't throw a ball, and he got back into baseball and was basically playing at a major league level, having really never played really seriously beyond high school. That's how talented this guy was. But like I said, he's done with baseball, because I know for a fact when he got back into baseball, he did not declare, okay, Josh, you've already been to hell and back. Now what are you going to do? What are you going to do with this second opportunity? He got it. And I think he understood his what, but I don't think he declared a why. Like, Josh, you've got another opportunity. Why does this matter to you that you are getting an opportunity? He signed a ridiculous $100 and something million contract, might even been $200 some million contract with the California Angels. He could not keep himself clean. He could not keep himself on the field. So when I use that, because I like the jersey 1 because it has my family name on the back of it, but I use it as an opportunity to tell the story that if you do not know what you are doing, and then more importantly, why you are given this opportunity or what you're going to do with this opportunity, it will slip right through your fingers, just like Josh. Now nobody talks about him. He's done. He will more than likely never get another opportunity in playing professional baseball, because he had 2 great opportunities. He was the number 1 pick, which means you're going to get the benefit of the doubt because everybody thought that you had talent. And then he got a chance to come back and show that talent, became an all-star, went to the World Series twice, was an MVP, and then he signed a big, huge contract, still didn't know why. Blessed opportunity. So I wear this just as a reminder that, you really need to know, why you're doing stuff. All right, again, here's the challenge. I'm stressing this again. Ask yourself the 3 questions. What do I want? Why do I want it? And get a clear picture in your mind as to what it looks like when you are at your destination. What it is. And it will, later on in one of the videos, I will probably go into detail as far as breaking down the steps as far as what does that look like. All right, so stress that why. Make sure that why is very clear, who you're doing it for, yourself, cousins, your grandma, whatever, just, pull whatever it is, make sure that it's clear. All right, this is Plan Your Greatness, and I'm going to say this again. Plan your greatness. You know why? Because no one else will. See you guys next time.